How's it going, guys? It's Dave here. I'm just making a video on customer experience and how important that is in the home service industry. I'm going to talk specifically to what we do in our company for our window washing business and pressure cleaning business. What I want to really center on is just how important that customer experience is in your company to make your company healthy and to enable it to grow. I'm going to basically just walk you through the steps we do because what we really believe is that if a customer has an amazing experience with your company, they're going to be calling your company back to hire you again. If they have just like a kind of like average experience, like, yeah, those guys were like okay, but they kind of missed this thing and they spilled some stuff, over here, and it's kind of like, it's okay. It's probably a coin flip if they're going to call you back. Like, they probably won't. And then obviously if it's not a good experience, like, they're not going to call you back. At our goal with our company, with Revive Washing, is to really like exceed our customers' expectations with the spirit of service. So right from like the start, we want to just be really serving our customers in as many ways as we can. So I'm going to not make this video too long, but I'm going to just walk through our steps that we take so that if you are a customer inquiring about our services, this is kind of the roadmap we would take you through. So first off, you would call in. You would get a really friendly person in our office picking up the phone. We really try pick up our phone. Like, we don't want to miss calls because with small, job sizes we have in window washing, that client is likely going to just keep, moving down their list on Google or wherever they're getting their information. They might leave you a message, but they might just like go call the next person. So picking up the phone is super important. We want to provide over the top friendliness when we pick up that phone. So we want to be really thorough and detailed with the client to see what they're looking for. We want to give them like a price right over the phone if we can. If it's like anything larger than just like a window wash job, we're gonna actually go set up an in-person visit where we're actually gonna go look at the job and give usually homeowners prices for multiple services. So usually our in-person quotes will involve like washing siding, windows, gutters, price for the driveway, maybe for the back patio. But if it's just really quick, like, I live in a 2-story home, I want the outside windows done, it's like, okay, perfect. Ask you a few more questions. Here's your price. We'll email it over with a booking confirmation, and then we're ready to go. So over the top friendliness on the first phone call. Second is if we are doing an in-person estimate, we're showing up early or like on time, but we usually like to be a little bit early. And what that does, it just really sets the tone with the customer. Like, hey, these guys are really professional. They show up early. They show up when they're gonna, say they are, and they look professional. So we're wearing like a company shirt or jacket. Typically, we have an iPad just to take notes on while we do like a really thorough walk around the property with the customer to really make sure we can see what it is they're looking for. And on that walk around, we want to really be like assessing them as far as what they're looking to get done. We're not trying to push any services on that don't need doing or that they actually don't want done. But with house washing, oftentimes it's very easy to add on multiple services because a homeowner is just looking for usually a one-stop shop. So it's going to take care of the different services. So we'll do that through a walk around, and then we will either do a quote right up there on the spot for them, or we'll take it back to the office and tell them, your price is roughly like this, but we're going to actually send you an email through later today with like a really detailed quote broken down service by service, what's going on. So after that, if they book in, that's awesome. We send them a booking confirmation via email. If they don't, and like that quote just sits for a few days, our office manager will actually do a follow-up phone call and say, hey, Mrs. Jones, just checking in. Wanted to see where you're at with that quote. So in this business, in home services, in general, I would say like even in business in general. Um, the follow up is just like so huge. Like we close so many jobs just because we may not book it on the spot. They might want a day or two to think about it, but we will provide a friendly phone call and make sure that the homeowners getting what they're wanting. So once they book in, I think we're on stage like 4 now. They are actually going to have the crew show up to their house. So what happens here is right away, like the crew leader will just like beeline for the front door, park the van, go right to the front door. Hey, I'm Josh. I'm the crew leader with Revive. Just wanted to go over like the notes and just make sure like we're serving you like the best we can. They go through all the notes and then they say, by the way, it's our goal here to actually exceed your expectations and do an amazing job washing your house. And when we are finished, we would like to ask you to just write a really short review about our company. Positive reviews really help grow our business locally. So we've been able to use that script, and obviously, like each guy's going to do it like a little bit different, but the main point is getting across that, hey, we're going to do an awesome job, and then when we're done, it'd be awesome if you could write us a review. So we don't give homeowners discounts or anything for that. We actually just play on like being like a really nice guy, providing amazing service, and like we actually play on like the law of reciprocity where we're doing something, doing an amazing house wash, and then we would ask you to just literally take 2 minutes of your time and write us a short review. And builds a lot of goodwill with the customer too. Like when they're writing us a review, we want to obviously service them in future years as well. So that's what we do there. We do a full walk around with the homeowner. Again, we've done tons and tons of houses, but we're human. We're not perfect. So if you take a walk around your house, we want to make sure like we've got everything so that is looking perfect for you. That happens. We collect payment. We send them a link where they can write a review, and the crew's on their way to the next job. The next day, that homeowner will get a phone call from our office with a follow-up phone call. So they're just phoning and saying, hey, Mrs. Jones, checking in. We had Josh's crew service your job. We wanted to just follow up, make sure everything went really good. We'll get feedback from the homeowner. Sometimes there is the odd thing too, like, you know what, you guys forgot to put a screen back on like my window way up, second story. It's easy to miss. It's like, yep, so sorry. And we just put that back into the crew schedule so they can pop by and put that screen in. So I think it's really common in the service industry to just like, as soon as you collect that check, you're just like peeling out of there and like forget about the client. But what we found is if you can actually provide them value with that follow-up phone call, it just goes like such a long way where you're building so much goodwill. Like they're absolutely going to be hiring a company again if you come back to put in that one screen that takes 5 minutes, and you get another touch point with the client. But it takes 5 minutes, and it will like they'll remember that that your company went out of the way and did that, because honestly, you already got paid, and a lot of companies don't return for little things like that because they're just like forget about it, thinking like too short term. So we do the follow-up phone call, and then what happens in the winter is we actually handwrite postcards saying thank you to all our clients. We put them in the mail. Yeah, it takes a long time to do that. It's a lot in postage, but we do it anyways because it creates another touch point, says thank you to our clients. And then in the new year, we send them a letter in the mail that basically updates them on any updates in our company. That also comes through an email, and it also speaks about our company in that the water projects that we're doing overseas. It's like a brief update on that. How many wells did we do? How many people got clean water? Because ultimately, that's like the biggest why driving our company is bringing people clean water while we wash homes locally, to bring people clean water in countries that where there's no access to clean water. So